What's up, family? Man, we're going in on this one. We're going to go in on this one. It is what it is. I'm tired. It took an hour and a half to get home on the trains, worked 13 hours today. But this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. Sit back, buckle up your seatbelts, get your milk, get your Kool-Aid, whatever it is you drink, man, and relax, because this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough to eat. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? Before I get started, man, may God continue to bless you. May God continue to pour out into your life. May He aid you and comfort you through the healing stages of your life and help you in your growth and development. That being said, we have to grow the fuck up. Man, I've showed this ring to you guys. It's a Native American with abalone. I'm showing you this because it's a chief. You know, he's a leader. You know what I mean? And this is what this represents. Everybody ain't a leader. Everybody ain't a boss. Everybody ain't him. You know, everybody ain't her. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. There's a whole lot of jealous motherfuckers because you are him, because you are her. You know what I mean? And we're going to go there today. And again, this is going to piss some people off. Let's go. Background of the story of, not the story, but the video. When I was a little boy, and I've shared this in plenty of the other videos. As a little kid, I asked God for 5 things. For 5 things. I knew that God had called me to be a minister of some type. I'm not a Christian. I'm not Muslim. I'm not any associated with any religious group or organization. I'm not into religion. Okay. I'm into having a relationship with God, universe, source, the Most High, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm about. I don't push religion, any religion, okay? But as a little kid, I knew that God wanted me to be some type of minister. And the minister, I'm not talking about some preacher up in the pulpit. Minister, man, that's just a servant. You know what I mean? And so often we get caught up on titles and stupid ass shit. I don't give a fuck about titles. You know what I mean? You are who you are. You know what I mean? And so, but as this kid, I knew that I was called to be a minister. I was called to be a servant to humanity. Okay? To share some stuff with humanity. And so I asked God for 5 things as this 6-year-old kid. Man, God, I want the love of David. God, I want the wisdom of Solomon. I wanted the faith of Job, the strength of Samson, and the teaching ability of Paul. And the next week I was molested in church. And the week after that I was molested at home by Christian guys. And I flipped my world upside down. And I was so mad and so angry, didn't understand what transpired and why God allowed this to happen. I never asked for fame. I never asked for power as far as to be influential. I never asked for money. I never asked God for any of that stuff. You know what I mean? I just asked God for 5 characteristics that I thought I needed as a kid to help me become the person that I believe God wanted me to be. That being said, some of us, and this doesn't apply to all of us, some of us is chosen ones. And when I say chosen, it's children of God who've been called, who've been ordained, who God has put His favor upon, you know what I mean, the anointing on, because you've done the work. You've done the emotional work, the spiritual work to deal with so many of your issues. And so now God can trust you. Now God knows that, okay, you know, if I tell them to say da-da-da-da, they're going to say da-da-da-da. If I tell them to go over here, they're going to go over here. If I tell them to go over here, they're going to go over here. If I tell them, whatever I tell them, they're going to do what I tell them to do. God has seen your work. God has seen your patience. God has seen your faithfulness. God has seen your humility. God has seen you do the work, the lonely work, when nobody gave a damn about you. The work when everybody wished you were dead and gone, or whatever the case may be. God saw you putting in work when nobody appreciated you. Nobody said thank you. God saw you putting in work. And so now that God saw you putting in that work, God said, okay, I seen them working on themselves. When everybody had gave up on them, I seen them putting in the work. When everybody looked at them and said they weren't shit. When everybody said that they were a fucking failure, not just a fucking failure, they were an epic fucking failure. When everybody turned their back on them, I seen them being faithful. I seen them being loyal. I seen them being compassionate. I seen them being merciful. I seen them being giving and nurturing and all these other things. I seen this person give the last when nobody else would. I seen that. This is what God seen when he looked at some of us, not all of us. God saw you sitting there, crying, feeling lonely and frustrated, but getting up and being a beacon of help. God saw you, man, when everybody turned their back on you, when there was nobody there for you, God saw you. God saw you give that homeless man something. God saw you give that single mother something. God saw you give that single father something. God saw you sowing into the lives of others. God saw you. He didn't just see you. He heard you. He heard you praying and crying out for others. He heard you trying to be a positive help to others. He heard you inspiring in others when you needed somebody to inspire yourself. He saw you picking up others and trying to help them move along their path when you couldn't even walk on your path. He saw you. He saw you. When your phone was dry, nobody was texting, nobody was calling, nobody gave a fuck about how you was doing. God saw you reaching out to others, checking on them. God saw you going visiting others and checking on them. God didn't just see all of that. God saw your motive. You didn't do shit because you wanted people to see you. You didn't do shit because you wanted to pop your collar and flex and talk about all the stuff you do. No, you did it out of the kindness of your hearts. You did it because it needed to be done. You gave because they were in need. God saw your motive. God saw your heart. And so God now trusts you. See, the trick is, so many people are jealous of us because of the favor of God. So many people are jealous of us because God has put his stamp of approval on our life. And now, because God trusts us, because he's seen the work that we did, God said, okay, you know, I could trust this one. I don't give a damn what everybody else is saying. I don't give a damn if they don't like the fact that he wears crystals. I don't give a damn if they don't like the fact that he's tatted up. I don't give a damn if they don't like the fact that he used profanity or any of those other. I, as God, don't give a fuck about what other people think about you, Elijah. And because I don't give a fuck about what they think about you, Elijah, I've never asked another motherfucker what they thought about you, Elijah. We're going there today. This is going to be rough for some of you. It's going to be rough for some of you. And it's going to be liberating for others. And it is what it is. I make no apologies about this. God has never asked you your opinion about another motherfucker. God don't give two fucks what you think about me or anybody else. God don't give a damn. You can have whatever fucking opinion you want of me, and it don't matter to me. It don't matter to me because it don't matter to God. And it took me a long time to get to this place. And what I mean by that, I had to learn to value what God thought about me. What God saw when he saw me. See, because when most of you see me through the prism of your own fucking issues. You see me through the prisms of your own psychological baggage and damage and brokenness. You see me through the prism of your fucking lust and your fucking fantasies. But that's not what God sees. God sees that little boy that's always been compassionate and loving. God sees that little boy that never wanted to be famous, that never wanted to be wealthy, that never wanted to be that guy, that never wanted to be out on the front. God sees that little boy inside of me. God sees that little boy that asked for those 5 things to become the man that I am. God sees my prayers and my meditation times. God sees my thoughts and my feelings. And so when God sees me, it doesn't matter what the fuck y'all think. We're going there today. And I'm sharing this because you got to get to this place in your life. If you ever want to walk in your full potential, if you ever want to walk in your full authority, if you ever want to be all that you came here to be, you got to get to a place in life where you don't give 2 fucks what anybody else think about you. You got to get to a place in your life, in your mind, where you don't give a damn what another person think. They can say all the positive shit they want to and really not even give a fuck about you and really be low-key jealous of you and trying to sabotage everything you do. But in your face, man, they love you, they adore you, they worship you, and you're the cat's meow and the dog's bow wow. You're all this to them in your face. And behind your back, they're sharpening the blades. Behind your back, they're putting poison in your drink. Behind your back, they're sabotaging all your relationships. Behind your back, they're trying to fuck you over. But in your face, because they're fucking cowards and they ain't man and woman up to stand on business. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not here to be anybody's friend. I'm not here to be anybody's best friend, homie, or any of that other shit. We just chopping it up today. They're jealous. They're jealous because they don't understand why God chose you. They're jealous because they don't understand how God is using you. They're jealous because they can't understand why everything is always working out for you. They can't understand why, man, you always come out on top. No matter what the fuck you go through, you always seem to find peace and joy and happiness, and you always end up landing on your fucking feet. And they can't fucking put their hands on it. They can't fucking wrap their mind around how the fuck you could go from homeless to having everything you need, to having a job and a place to stay and more than enough. And you could take vacations and travel and pour into the lives of others and give others. After having lost everything you did, having gone through all that you did, how do you remain so positive? How do you remain so loving and patient and giving? They can't comprehend that shit because that's not them in any way, shape, or form. How can you be the leader that you are? How can you be the man of God that you are? How can you be the woman of God that you are, having gone through all the hell that you did? See, a lot of people say that they're a man of God. A lot of people say that they're a woman of God. And their life is not reflective of God in any way, shape, or form. Their life is full of negativity. Their life is full of drama and bullshit and chaos. But yet they run around talking about they're a child of God. Yet they run around talking about they're a follower of Jesus, a Christian, or whatever it is that they call themselves. And they ain't got no fucking joy. They ain't got no fucking peace. They ain't got no fucking happiness. They're miserable as hell. And they're jealous because you have peace. And they don't understand how you have peace. They don't understand how everything works out for you. How is it you could be so fucking happy? How is it you could be so thought well of by your peers? How is it you can have the power and the influence that you have? And you don't even jockey for it. You're not even fighting and politicking to get these positions or get this place. People see your character. They respect and value what you bring to the table. And so you have influence because they see your character. They see your integrity. They see your faithfulness. They see your work ethics. And these other people are jealous. They're mad as fuck because they want all the recognition. They want to be out on the front. They want the fucking praise. And the trip is, we ain't never asked for this bullshit. As chosen ones, we've never asked to be out front. We never wanted to be the key person. We've always wanted to stay in the background. Real shit. Real shit. I was talking to you guys the other day about jumping in the water in the ocean last Monday and rescuing 3 guys. And I was so hurt and just in shock and just mad and angry afterwards. And all these people are running up to me and calling me a hero and all this other stuff. And it's like, that just pissed me off. That's not me. That's not me. And what I'm saying, I don't like the attention. I've never wanted that type of attention. Never. And it made me mad, the fact that I had to go in the water to rescue these guys. I was grateful for the opportunity that God would choose me and use me to go do that. But I didn't want the attention that went with that. Some people, they like that shit. They eat that shit up. They live for the attention of others. They live for that public praise. They live for people to pat them on their fucking back and think, oh, I thank you, you're so great. I ain't got time for the bullshit. I don't. That's not why I do what I do. That's not why I do what I do. I'll go to work early. I'll grab a broom and start sweeping. That's not even in my fucking job description. I'll take out all the fucking trash. I'll go clean a fucking nasty bathroom. That's not in my fucking job description at all. At all. But I'll go do it. And I don't need anybody to say anything. I do it because it needs to get done. This is what a leader does. This is what a real leader does. They do things not because they want the fucking attention. Not because they want to be out on the fucking front. Look at what I did, and I did it. Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. Your motives are all fucked up. Your intentions are wrong. Do it because it needs to be done. And if nobody says thank you, it doesn't even matter. Because you didn't do it for anybody to say thank you. You did it to be a blessing to others. You did it because you knew it needed to get done. and nobody had to ask you to do it. And people ask me, well, why would you take out the trash here? And why would you sweep here? It's like, motherfucker, I do this shit at home. I clean my toilet here at home. I sweep here at home. I take out the trash here at home. I'm not above taking out the fucking trash. I'm not above cleaning the fucking toilet. What the fuck is wrong with us? We want all this fucking status, but we don't want to do no fucking work. The real work. The silent work. The inward work or the inner work. We don't want to do that shit. We don't want to do the dirty shit. Because most of us feel like we're above that. And that's why God can't trust you. That's real shit right there. That's why God can't trust you. And truth be told, that's why God really don't fuck with you. Because you think so much of yourself. You're too good to do certain shit. You're too important to have to take out the trash. You're too big to have to go clean the fucking bathroom or to grab a broom and start sweeping. You're too fucking educated for that. You're too old to have to do all of that. And that's why God can't trust you. And that's why God don't use you. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. If you want to be a real leader, you have to first learn how to be a follower. And I'm not talking about a follower of men. You have to first be able to humble yourself and be able to follow God when it doesn't make sense. You have to be willing to do what God asks you to do. The petty shit, the dirty shit, the grimy shit, the quote unquote insignificant shit, the useless shit. See, so many of us, we want to be up front. We want to be on the stage. We want big ass fucking platforms. We want everybody to follow us. But we can't even follow God. We can't even be humble and do the little shit. God can't trust us to do the little shit. How the fuck you think he's gonna trust you to do the big shit? Make that shit make sense. If he can't trust you to do the petty, insignificant shit, how the fuck can he expect you to do the real big shit? If you're too fucking important to get on your hands and knees and clean up and do what needs to be done and to help this person over here and to help this person over here and get down on this person's level and be able to help them up off the mud over here. If you too important, too prestigious or too educated or too whatever the fuck you think you are to be able to get down and dirty and grimy with these people over here, how the fuck you think God's going to elevate you and exalt your ass to some high place? We got to grow the fuck up. I never thought that I would have over 16,000 subscribers. I didn't even start this platform for the subscribers. I didn't start this for this. I didn't start this YouTube channel for that. I started this because, man, I want to be able to leave behind some videos so that my kids and my grandkids, my great-grandkids could see me and hear some of the things that I've learned in life. Long after I'm gone. That's why I started this YouTube channel. I'm grateful and thankful and humbled that God would take me and this platform and make it as large as it is. I don't get mad because I ain't got 20,000 subscribers or 60,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. I never thought about that shit. I never planned on having that shit. I was just trying to leave something for my kids and my heirs. That was it. But I'm grateful for you being part of the tribe. The tribe. Man, we got to grow up, family. We have to humble ourselves. And we got to be willing to put in the work. We got to be willing to listen to God, universe, source, the Most High. And do the small stuff. The dirty stuff. And to be able to do it with the right motives. With the right intentions. Not to be seen. Not to flex and pop our collar and talk about, man, I'm always the one doing this. I'm always the one doing that. And nobody ever done that. Man, shut the fuck up with that stupid shit. And grow the fuck up. Do it because it needs to be done. Do it because you know it's a blessing to others. And that's it. And leave it at that. And watch how God exalts you. Watch how God lifts you up. Watch how God makes you an influential person. Watch how God starts opening up doors that other motherfuckers want to keep shut for you. Watch how God push people out the way who tried to put up roadblocks and stumbling blocks in front of you. You ain't got to fight with these people. You ain't got to flex and pop your collar, talking about what your experience is and your resume. Well, man, you ain't got to do none of that shit. Just stay humble. Stay true to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay connected to source. Keep the right motives, the right perspective. And watch how God, universe, source, move these riffraffs out the way. Move these speed bumps out the way. And bring in people that value you. People that want to elevate you. People that want to work with you. Man, I hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, or to even challenge your way of thinking. I love you guys. I thank you for being part of this tribe. We are a tribe. That's what this represents. This is a tribe. This is a family. This is a clan. My last name is Ammi, A-M-M-I, and that's Hebrew for my people, my clan. Man, I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.